God bless you all. Wanted to come on real fast. Talk a little man talk today. Give you a little bit more insight to what makes up a man. A lot of times women, what they don't realize is that they get parts of a man, but they don't get all of a man, and they wonder why is he not able to be a good father? Why is he not able to be a good husband or person that you're dating? Why is he not able to be really strong in God? Or, why don't he want to work? Something like that. And so I'm just going to kind of give you the insight, a little bit of insight to the 4 points that make up a man, and what you should look for and what you should identify with, and even possibly in some areas of what you can help them uncover or help them build towards as it pertains to a man. Hey, God bless you, Prophetess Finch. Like I said, I'm not going to be long on this call today. I'm just, just kind of was on my heart dealing with some things with manhood as it pertains to a man as a whole. So I'm just going to give you these 4 parts. And I am working on another book of The Anatomy of Adam is the name of the book. God has expressed some really powerful things that I'll share in depth a little bit more about the anatomy of Adam and his aspects of being a man. But let me just share this with you. The first part that a man should possess is the man called the provider. This is the part of where most men should have in them the desire to work. When God made Adam, he told Adam to go and till the ground. He told Adam to go to work. That's the first thing that made up man, and that was the ability to work. Ladies, if you got a man that don't want to till no ground, then he really not a good man. He's really not a man that is willing to display the elements of what exactly makes up a man. And in short essence, what I wanted to share is that this man here is a provider. This man here understands that if a man don't work, he don't eat. This man here is the man that's willing to be the breadwinner. Not that I'm saying that he has to make the most, and I'm not saying that all of this stuff that because the man don't make the most money don't mean he the head. I'm not saying in that phrase at all. But I am saying that the man that you plan to be with should already, notice I say this, he should already be in a place of employment. Don't date a man that's sitting on the couch. I'm just going to be real. Don't date a man that he spends all of his time on the couch. Because let me tell you something. I have a heart for people that's been in prison and then they try and go and establish life. It is hard, but it's not impossible. Why? Because I know some men that have been in prison that now they are working. I know some men that have been in the joint and they came out with their nose to the ground anyway. Don't let a man give you the excuse of, well, I've been in jail, won't nobody hire me. Listen, a man with success of the Lord, when he has the Lord, I'm going to talk about that as well. But a man that has God on his side and a diligent man that works will always find a way. Don't ever think that a man don't have no money. A true man, I ain't talking about these no goods. I ain't talking about these no goods. These NGNs, y'all know what I'm saying. I ain't talking about these no goods. I'm talking about a man that has an ambition to just have more than just watching Sports Center. A man that just has more ambition than playing video games all day. I ain't talking about no boy. I'm talking about a man. A true man will not sit at home while his woman work. A true man can't stand the idea of just being at home. Well, he in full-time ministry. But hey, if that full-time ministry ain't bringing no money, then he just sitting at home. Listen, you got a man that don't take care of his house is worse than an infidel. A true man is a provider that in some ways will find it a discredit if he can't work. A man that feels bad that he can't find a job is a true man. A true man wants to be able to provide something for the house. He wants to be able to show the house that he can bring something to the table. So he makes that element of provision. He does what he can to do that. I'm not going to stay too much on that. I'm going to go to my other 3 points real fast. But this is the first part that you should discover when you meet that man. The second part you should see in this man is the spiritual side of this man. This man here should have some knowledge of God. He should have a prayer life. He should have a life pertaining to the things of God. Now, this is for godly women. If you ain't no godly woman and you're looking for a man, then this don't pertain to you. Okay? This area is off limits for you. Because I don't understand how some women can be godly, but yet not see the God in a man. Just because he's a provider does not mean that makes him a complete man. Because he works, but he don't want to worship God with you. He don't ever want to call prayer. He doesn't ever want to do anything as it pertains to the things of God. Then he is showing you that he does not have a spiritual man, or a spirit of man, if you will. This element, this man of God, is what it is. He's a man of God. If he doesn't have this man of God in him, then he's showing you the elements of his life that he does not want to be a part of as it pertains to the things in God. This part is very, very significant for those ladies that are in God, because you want a godly man. But if you got a man that provides, but not a man that wants to go and serve God with you, want to worship God, or even do prayer or anything, he is showing you that he is not a man of God. Then I'm just keeping it short on today, y'all. But then you have the man of husband. This is the man that is a husband. He's a lover to his wife. He loves his wife. He loves being the husband in your life. He loves being that part of your life that understands what his wife needs. He attends to his wife. See, this is a special man right here, because this man understands relationship. And I believe that a lot of men lack this area. A lot of men don't have the strength in this area because they don't want to take into account the elements that it takes to be a man of husband, if you will. I'm just using it in a paraphrase. But the man of husband is the one that become a part of your life. He become a bond to your life. You want a husband, not a has-been in your life. You want somebody that, if you're looking for a husband, you want someone that will understand your heart. This husband man is the one that understands communication. Most men don't know how to communicate because a lot of men spend time competing. A lot of times, the man is not a great husband because he doesn't understand the elements of what it takes to be a husband. The Bible says that the husband is the head, as Christ was the head. But if he doesn't understand what it takes to be a husband, then he will become a has-been. If he doesn't understand what it takes to be bound to a woman, then he doesn't understand husbandry. If he doesn't understand those parts, then he is showing you his elements in communication. These are things you can look for, ladies. If he doesn't know how to communicate, if he doesn't work well in forgiveness, if he's always very, very bitter, if he has anger issues, these are things that you have to sincerely consider as it pertains to being a husband. I'm just giving y'all a short version of what God has placed in my heart as it pertains to the anatomy of Adam. I'm really break all that down when I finish the book on it, because there's 5 things that God has given Adam to do Be fruitful, multiply, have dominion, replenish, and subdue the earth. But those are 5 other elements that I'm gonna have to talk about later on as it pertains to the book I'm writing on that. But the husband part of man is the part of him that understands the perspective and the compassion of the helpmeet. A husband will understand the jointness of the helpmeet. He won't be hard to allow his helpmeet or his wife to come into part into their lives to help incorporate what will be a strength to the family. But most men, they want a wife, but they want to be over the wife, but not understanding that the wife is equal to the husband. The wife is equal to the husband. She's just a weaker vessel. Ladies, just because you're a weaker vessel doesn't mean that you're a lesser vessel. Just because you're a weaker vessel don't make you the lesser vessel. You're weaker in elements of compassion, the elements of understanding, the elements of nurturing. These are the elements that define as weaker. But don't make weaker appear to be frail and be beat up on and be overridden. Because if your opinion does not matter in the marriage, then you are considered the lesser. You're not considered the weaker, you're considered the lesser. If you have a husband that all he wants to do is dictate and determine his opinion, his authority, his strengths, but never ever want to incorporate your opinions, your values, then you have ran into a man that does not really want a wife. He wants a slave. I'm going to say it like it is. Y'all know me, keep it 100 all the time. If you have a man that does not value your opinion, he doesn't what you say, he doesn't consider your opinions, he doesn't consider your values, he's not paying attention to everything that you bring to the table, he downs, he discredits, he wants no part of, you don't have a husband, you have a master. And y'all can take it how you want it. But it is what it is. Y'all know me. Y'all know I keep it 100. When you watch my stuff, we keep it 100. But you got a man that does not value your views, but you're a helpmeet, which means that he should identify. This is what a true husband does. A true husband identifies the areas where he's not strong at. And he allows you to help him in those areas. Because just so you will know it, let me say it like this. The husband don't have all the answers. And this is where the helpmeet or the wife comes into so much importance as it pertains to being a wife to him. Is that she is the components to the life and the family and the marriage that keeps them afloat as well. And ladies, a lot of times, if I can really be honest, a lot of times God will place greater gifts inside of the woman because the woman actually carries the glory of a man. That's what my words say. I don't know what your Bible say. But my Bible says that a woman is the glory of a man, which means that when the glory is not active inside of the temple, that means that it's just a building. And this is what we have a lot of times, is that because men have tried to set so much order, because the husband has tried to set so much order in the house, he won't allow the spirit to go free. But my Bible says that where the spirit of the Lord is, there's liberty. And the glory of the woman will indeed rest heavily inside of the man, which will indeed cause the man to be highlighted and illuminated when the glory of the woman is illuminated inside of the man. When the man allows the wife to illuminate him, when he allows those areas of help to come and have their part in their lives, then he is really, really allowing this woman to have to make the completeness of husband and wife. That's in short about the husband part of man. Then lastly, you have the husband father. The husband father consists of the man that is a father to his children. He is a father. He wants to help raise the children. He wants to do his part as it contributes to being a man, being an example, which is the God example for children. So children get to see the God and the authority of manhood. They get for the girls, for the little girls, they get to see what the next man will be like in their life. For the father, they get to see how to treat the next wife in their life. And when a man is in place and in his proper components as a father, then the example follows suit in the house for the children. This part of the man is the one that supports and encourages. This part of the man, the father part of man, is the part of man that a lot of women have, because they have great fathers but terrible husbands. They have great fathers, but terrible providers. They have great fathers, but terrible in spiritual aspects. But you need all four parts to incorporate the strength of a man. You need all four parts. So a lot of you ladies, y'all got 1 or 3, 2 or 3, and a lot of times 3 or 3. Sometimes you got the man that provides, that doesn't mind working, but he doesn't want to go to church. He's a terrible husband, and he doesn't want to support his kids. He don't mind bringing money home, but he doesn't want to father up to that. And being a father, there's a strong accountability to accept raising. What they say, anybody can have a baby, but it takes a real man to be a father. And if you got one of these 3, that's good. If you don't have any of these 3, if you don't have a man that wants to provide, you don't have a man that wants to be your husband, you don't have a man that wants to go to church or be a spiritual link to the house, and you don't have a man that wants to be father, provider, husband. I forgot the other one, y'all, because I'm doing it all by memory. Father, provider, husband, and man of God. Spiritual. He don't want to be a husband. He don't want to be a spiritual example. He don't want to be a spiritual guide to the house. He don't want to be a provider for the house. And he don't want to be a husband to the house. And he don't want to be a father to the house. What you got is a lazy boy. You have a lazy boy in your life. He don't have any of those elements. You have a lazy boy in your life. And now you have to ask yourself, do you really want this as a part of your life? For where you're going and what you're trying to do in life. But these 4 elements are very, very important as it pertains to the aspect and the anatomy of Adam. The true Adam. I'm not talking about the one that found fault. Because a boy will find fault in what he won't take responsibility for. I'm guilty of it because a lot of times I was blamed for not stepping up as a father, not stepping up as a husband, not stepping up as a man of God, being a horrible provider. But you know what? I had to come to grips with some things that I was not doing properly. I had to accept what I wasn't doing properly and acknowledge what I wasn't doing properly before I could get healed. I needed to be healed, but I was too proudful to admit that where I was hurting it. But once I began to accept my flaws, I began to get stronger in my character. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it can happen. And so, in short, I just want to encourage you in those 4 areas of being a man. The 4 parts of what make up a man on today. To kind of give some women some insight as to what a man truly is. I haven't really even went into the areas of what it requires to be a gentleman. These are just 4 areas of a man. But a gentleman, as I said in one of my posts, a man will pursue you, but a gentleman will provide. And a lot of people say, well, what does that mean? And I said in the post that if you don't understand what I'm saying as far as a gentleman providing, then you haven't even ran into a gentleman yet. Because a gentleman will provide a comfort to your heart. A gentleman will provide the ability to show you that he is caring, he is concerned, And he is compassionate about your life to a point that he will be polite and he won't override his place. He will understand through God when he's overstepped his boundaries. And he will never ever go past or go beyond the boundaries that would imply that I'm getting you to do it my way. He won't bring and present those elements to your life that will cause you to be suspect about his nature. But you will understand through him that he is a gentleman that understands me completely. A gentleman understands a woman completely, and he understands what it takes to step up to the plate and bring a defense to her. He understands what it takes to pull back and allow her the opportunity to communicate her heart. A true gentleman will understand the place and the transition of his woman. He may not always understand it, don't get me wrong, but he will understand when his woman is in transition. A true gentleman understands the transition. I hope somebody got that. But a true gentleman understands when his woman is transitioning, when she's moving from place to place, when she's moving in different places in her heart, when her heart is transitioning. Because women's hearts transition a lot. It depends on the situation. It depends on if it's the kids, if it's the job, if whatever's going on. A true gentleman has a discernment to understand the transitioning of his woman's heart, his wife's heart. And then falls into the respected and prospective places to accommodate her life to the place that she needed the most. So y'all, I'm not gonna go into any more into that. I'm just gonna end it right there because there's really a lot more that I want to share. But y'all continue to keep me in prayer as I share more and more things of what make up men, what make up relationships, the things that we need to better and empower relationships to be better. Y'all be blessed on today. Enjoy the Memorial Day holiday and just enjoy your family, y'all. Just enjoy what they are and what they mean to you, and don't take